Welcome to our city council meeting. This meeting, the City of International Falls is called to order. 5:30 p.m. Monday, February 3rd. Please join me as we say the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilor Wegner is absent tonight for roll call, but is online.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Councilor. Next item, approve agenda with any additions and deletions. I think we've had some changes, but no actual additions and or deletions. With that, the chairman would entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilor Holden. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Buller. Discussion. Question. I'm sorry, Councilor Kaler.
It's bound to happen. It used to be me and Mike, but yeah.
Off to a good start.
You
Question.
still got them special K bars on
As I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Agenda is approved. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes for 3 meetings. Minutes of Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, regular city council meeting. If you don't mind, we'll do all 3 at once. Minutes of the Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 special city council meeting, and minutes of the Monday, January 27th, 2025 special city council meeting. Councilor Buller, would you still offer?
I do.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Discussion and question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes. Minutes are approved. Next on the agenda, adoption of payments, claims, transfers, accounts payable.
I will move.
Motion by Councilor Kaler,
Second.
second by Councilor Holden. Normally I do read them off. I don't know if we're required to or not. Under discussion, I'm gonna go ahead and read them. Transfers, City of International Falls transfers Fund Number 101, General Fund, from Fund 812 Lodging Tax Fund, $261.22. Total transfers. Account claims and payables, City of International Falls claims $388,869.45. Airport Commission claims $149,362.77. Airport Major Capital Project claims $4,227.70 for a total accounts payable and claims of $542,459.92. We do have a motion on the floor by Councilor Kaler. Is there a second to approve these?
Second.
Mayor Dill? There was an update to that I just handed you.
Did I put the wrong sheet in?
There you go.
You need another?
This is where the addition lies. There was an addition to the accounts payable and claims to the IUEO of $31,507. All other things were held constant, which brings the total accounts payable and claims to $573,966.92. We do have,
I will still motion.
okay. Any further discussion on payments, claims, and transfers? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, yes, those are paid. Next on the agenda is an opportunity for anyone in the audience to come forward, limited to 5 minutes, There will also be an opportunity towards the end of the meeting if anyone so chooses. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda to approve 2025 license renewal as presented for Bake of the Woods LLC with an itinerant restaurant license. Entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
We have a motion by Councilor Buller,
I'll second.
second by Councilor Kaler. Any discussion? Question?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll vote yes. Consent agenda is approved. New business. Let me get to the file here. We have a request from Zion Lutheran Church to consider a request to temporarily suspend calendar parking on Sunday mornings for the 500 and 600 blocks of 6th Street and 6th Avenue from 6th Street to 4th Street. Up for council discussion and action, and I believe that they are asking that the ordinance be temporarily suspended each Sunday morning from 9 to 12 p.m. For a 3-hour period in that window.
Mr. Len Peterson is here to speak on behalf of this request as well.
Please come forward. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. I'm coming to you instead of you guys coming to me. I have a handout I would like to have passed out for you to revise before asking. And I think I get those people here that would like to see the handout.
Thank you.
I think the reason for, I'll wait till you get that. And maybe the chief would like a copy of that. I would like to revise the letter we sent out. If you look at the handout you have, I won't go into a whole lot of detail why we like this. It's the aging population, the kids, which I'm part of it. It's a real inconvenience to have to walk a long ways in cold weather and icy conditions when a lot of your people are handicapped and all that. But what I want to stress here is when you look out the handout that you have, the original letter is highlighted in the white streaks on the handout, okay? Those are the blocks in the letter. And when I looked at that and I got together with Joel, the pastor of the church, I felt we didn't need that. We didn't need that many blocks, okay? So what we're revising it to is what you see in red. And that's just, if I got this right, would be the west side of the church and the south side of the church. And we're not asking for funerals, we're not asking for weddings, we're not asking for the evening services or anything else. We're simply asking for that morning period from roughly 9 to 12. From my understanding, kind of the two issues are, one is plowing snow. I don't want to say that's never an issue, but it's never been an issue in the 20 years I've been here. But I'm not saying it can't be, okay? And the other issue, as I understand, is maybe how the neighbors would feel. And here again, when you look at the red highlighted area, to my knowledge, we've never had an issue with any neighbors for as long as I've been. And so, you know, we have rules. I know in my position, when I make a decision, I have to look up who it affects, how it affects. And you gotta be careful about when you make a decision that, you know, if you do it for one group, you gotta do it for another group. At the same time, when people make applications, I think it should rest upon their own merit. and not paint everything with one big brush. And so I feel like if we reduce it to the west side of the church and the south side of the church, that's sufficient. We don't need any more than that on that. And I would tell you this, you know, if you want to put a temporary deal on there for 90 days and see how it goes, we don't have a problem with that. But I think it's merited, I really do. It's never been an issue over the last 20 plus years. It's never, ever been an issue that I'm aware of, ever. You know?
Thank you. Are there any concerns from Chief Koscheck? Do you have any?
Actually, I referred this to Chelsea, and she has some thoughts on it.
Okay, thank you.
So you kind of have three different options on how you could accomplish this. If you're just looking at a truly temporary change, you can just simply make that decision, publish it, and say temporarily street parking won't be enforced on blah, 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 whatever it is. That's on a temporary basis. If you want to, you could potentially remove the whole street and avenue. That would require a resolution. And it's obviously quite a bit bigger than the red that they're asking for. And then the other option is if they want a permanent exemption just for this red, we could rewrite the ordinance and accept out this block. So, I mean, you have those three options. You could pair them and do a temporary one now while we potentially look at redoing the ordinance, but you essentially have those three kind of avenues you could go down.
What constitutes temporary?
It's whatever's reasonably temporary. I mean, it's
90
not
days.
defined. So,
Is this over snow mainly? Or is
Yeah,
this?
it really is, because it's when, you know what, I'm handicapped. And and just to give you a little, I'm on the council of the church and I'm also the financial chairman. And when I went there a couple of weeks ago, whatever, and I got a block away, park a block away and walk with a walking stick to the church. And the whole block in front of the church is vacant. To me, that's stupid. I mean, it just makes no sense. And I'm willing to accept whatever, whether you want it to go temporarily to see if it works so we don't have any issues. I don't have a problem with it. I feel the need for those two blocks to be available. If you want to try it for 90 days, I don't anticipate problems, but I don't want to create any problems either. You know, I don't think it's an issue, but that's just me.
I think we should try it for 90 days and see how it goes. Have the Public Works Committee kind of review it. At least you can give it a try and see if it causes any problem.
Adam,
Probably won't, but
Adam, do you have a question now?
Yeah, just eyeballing the map, and I don't know if this is true, it looks like the avenues are narrower than the streets. I guess my only concern is I wouldn't have an issue with doubling up on the street with Sixth Avenue. You got cars on both sides of the road, because Seventh Avenue is not go through the fire station, I guess kind of a well, you can go vehicles within the fire truck, so you have vehicles on both sides of the road, but it's left in the middle. It'd be nice to know what the widths of the streets are. Or the avenues, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sure.
Again,
When the
there's-
original,
you don't have an issue.
yeah, and you know, when I looked at this, the original went like a block this way. And it went to here, and I didn't think there was a whole lot of parking up in that area anyway. I don't have a really problem with how you think it's best, if we can just get some more parking, I really don't. I thought if we didn't go down here, we would be messing with a whole lot of residential.
No, and again, not against it as a whole, just curious what the road width would be with the car on each side and what's left in the middle.
I mean, it's never been a problem with that in the past, but you never know what it can be a problem, you know that, so do I do, so. I mean, we're willing to work with whatever you guys feel is the best for you. You know, we have a small congregation. There was a time when there was there's 300-400 people there, it'd be like a Bacchus deal where cars all over the place, so. So are you saying that's an issue, but right now, don't take a look at it or what?
Yeah, I would request just to look at
Okay,
it,
okay,
or consider that for council maybe.
sure, appreciate that.
So you're saying not any action right now. You're gonna take a look at it, Adam? Or
That's up to you guys.
it's up to us? What do you think, Walt?
I'm for your 90
Temporary deal?
90-day temporary.
Okay,
90, 120
90 day
days and
temporary,
see if
yeah.
any issues pop up, I'm okay
Guys,
with that.
check it out.
okay.
And if we need to change it,
We can change, we can go ahead, I think, and do it, and that if we go look at it and there seems to be a problem. And then, just so you know, we're gonna, not that I have a problem with it, but we're gonna be maybe opening up for others to churches.
Well, and I'm thinking, sometimes you make a decision, a problem comes up you didn't think about. And if you make it permanent, you don't have a chance to address
That's
it.
where temporary comes in.
Yeah,
I would like maybe 120 days, and then let's see how it goes, and then come back and have some more input.
Okay.
okay, thank you. We certainly, at least my position is I want people to feel like they can get out and enjoy what our community has to offer and can have that accessibility.
So you would need a motion
Right.
Yep.
to temporary, if that's what you're going with. Okay.
So I think we'd be looking for a motion. I think 90 days was discussed on a temporary basis. That maybe we could add in it. That it's probably revocable by the fire marshal or some clause anyway, if need be. So if that sounds like something that there's support for, we could entertain that.
yep,
90 or 120.
Would you like to do
120 days?
What's
Okay.
the difference? Yeah.
You wanna make that motion, Walt?
Yeah, motion to go 120 days and excuse me, the fire marshal check it out to make sure that we're
I'll second that.
safe there.
We do have the motion with, and a second. Any more discussion? Question?
aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, Len.
Next item, consider approval of airport consulting agreement, council action. Consider a motion to approve or entertain.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Counselor Holden, second by Counselor Buller. Discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll abstain. That passes 3-0. Next item on the agenda, consider resolution authorizing the city administrator to file an application with the Minnesota Management and Budget Office, excuse me, for a 2026 capital budget request for the water treatment plant rehabilitation. I would like to discuss this a bit, whether we lay out our motions now or later. Would you like to come up and give us we'll put you on the spot, Mr. Eklund. This is a big ticket item for the community. And just to get maybe a little bit of an update from the half-convened legislature.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and councilors. Half convened is right. I was in front of the Senate working for another client today and getting some stuff done. The Senate is working. I'll bring that up here in a little bit. Currently, Representative Scrava is getting legislation drafted for this request, so we have it ready to go. The bill should be jacketed any time. I've talked to both him and his legislative assistant and asked them to hold the jackets until the jackets for the audience's reference. when you get a bill drafted, you get a jacket for the House of Representatives and a jacket for the Senate. And then they introduce those separately to get the legislation started and be able to pass it. So I've asked her to hold the jackets, let me know when they have them. And I talked to Betty earlier this week about that and what was going on. So that's, I guess it was last week, wasn't it? So anyway, they just kind of meld together a little bit. So that's in the process, but nothing will be introduced until the council approves a resolution to do that. So we're at the kind of holding stage right now. As far as the legislature itself goes, your guess is as good as mine when the House of Representatives is going to come in. There's the Republican Party has, or GOP has filed another lawsuit or filed another court case with the Minnesota Supreme Court, seeking to rule what the Secretary of State is doing as illegal or not right or something. I'm not sure what the legal terms are for that. Being a papermaker, I don't have those things down pat. So we're on hold there. The special election for the House of Representatives looks like it might be March 11th. That would bring it back to 67. I don't know if that would provide resolution to what's going on or not. So it's a tough situation for us to be in as the state of Minnesota and for the legislature to be in, have one body doing work and the other one will have to play catch up. The governor released a very slimmed down budget overall because we have a looming deficit in the next biennium. And he also released his idea of a bonding bill, capital investment bill of about $850 million. The good part about that for this project is there's a lot of focus on water and wastewater in his request as well as fixing buildings and stuff like that are under various agencies' control. So with that, that's what's going on at the legislature in a thumbnail. We're busy down there working on behalf of you. I had several meetings this week just to talk things over with both Senator Hochschild and Representative Skraba, as well as some of the staff people that are involved in this process.
And how much is the bonding request for the bills that are being drafted?
I believe it's about $4.8 million.
Okay. And then one other question I want to ask is when we had Public Works Committee, which would have been, whether it was a month ago or a week ago, I don't remember, but what the $1 million for Cary Park, Ted had mentioned that had not been spent and wasn't going to be spent. The only reason I ask is it was an inquiry verbally from both Senator Hochschild and Representative Skraba, and they were also willing to roll that towards a new project. And maybe that is the case, but I just want to ask the question.
I did not have a conversation with either of them about that, and Betty and I have not talked it over with. But that I have seen that done in the past. I believe I wasn't part of getting that 1 million or 1.1 or whatever it is, but I believe that was for design and planning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. We'd have to check into what the legalities of that are. But if that's a possibility, that's a good way to roll $1 million off that project. It might make it easier to sell.
So, thank you. Are we waiting for reimbursement on the Cary Park? I mean, I assume we've spent some money towards Cary Park. Is there going to be any left?
Ted would have more specifics on that. I don't have the specifics on that. It's my understanding that we haven't started the specific design and engineering of that project. And so I don't believe any of the $1 million has been spent on that. My understanding.
Okay.
The council was told it was for design.
Yeah.
1 million. So.
And Senator Hochschild had mentioned that he thought he could go to the bonding chair and get him to roll it. So I'm not trying to be difficult. This is a big deal for us in the plant rehab. We're really going to need this money if we move forward with it, so.
And Mr. Mayor, generally, when there's a bonding bill that's passed, the money goes out in stages. So that it's usually a 2 or 3 year process. So it's not like, I mean, we have time to do that. And it may be as simple as amending the original bill once it goes up in front of committee.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yep. One other thing, if I could, while I'm here. If you pass this resolution today, we need to talk about when a good time to get people down there to start hitting the pavement and talking it over with various committee members. I think as far as the Senate side goes, we're in a good position to be able to hit some of those senators right off the bat. And then we'll be ready once the House does go back. We'll have one side taken care of, and then we'll be able to concentrate on the other side. So that'd just be my recommendation.
We can make that happen.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob.
That being said, accept a motion if the council would like to proceed.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Councilor Holden,
I'll second.
second by Councilor Buller. Discussion?
I don't have any.
Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Resolution is approved. Thank you. Pardon?
Can you check on that, Rob? Or do you need,
So that was back there.
check on that $1 million, as if it is possible?
Yeah, I will check.
Okay. Because, yeah, that's more, this is way more important than Kerry Park project.
Next on the agenda, consider adoption of resolution approving application for exempt permit for Minnesota Deer Hunters Association Trails End Chapter to conduct a raffle with the drawing to be held on April 11th, 2025 at Bacchus Community Center. Is there a motion to
I'll
approve?
make that motion.
I knew you would. You would.
I'm all for deer hunting, anything that's got to do with it.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilor Buller. Discussion?
That doesn't mean I'm not for deer hunting because I didn't make the motion or second. I just want to make that clear.
Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Resolution is approved. Item number 5, request to purchase 9 new sets of turnout gear for new firefighters. Would entertain a motion to approve that request for the fire department.
I'll move.
Have a motion by Councilor Kaler. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes. Turnout gear is approved. Next on the agenda, consider appointment to vacant fire captain position for the International Falls Fire Department. Chief Manassa, is this anything you'd like to speak to, being that it is something of...
Thank you, Mayor. Probably as much for clarification as anything, this appointment was already sent to the Fire Civil Service Commission. They did approve the appointment, so the appointment of the person was made by them and they did approve that. Why it's coming to you guys is a captain gets paid a different wage than a line firefighter. So you're basically approving a change in wage for that person along with approving the appointment. However, the one thing I would like to say is, the letter I included, I would like to read just because, for the person that is getting the appointment. Justin Cheezick is the recommendation for the captain. I have made the civil service aware of that. I'm recommending firefighter Justin Cheezick for the position. I feel Justin is a good choice and fully capable of fulfilling the duties and responsibilities of the captain position. We had 5 excellent applicants for this position. It was really a tough decision, and I think all my firemen would agree that this has taken a long time to make this decision, but it's because I had 5 good people to pick from. So, but I do think Justin will be a great choice, so I would ask that you guys as the council also approve this.
Adam, can you tell us how many years he's had on the fire department? Do you know?
Uh,
A lot.
A lot, or that's good enough. You can say
I'd say
that.
14, but I
Okay.
might be off.
Okay. Good. That's good.
Great.
I thought he already was. Just because he had a different color helmet at a couple fires I've been on, so I think.
Well, that's the indicator, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the mayor would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Counselor Holden. Second by
Second.
Counselor Buller. Any more discussion? Question?
Aye.
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 Vote yes. We have a new captain.
Thank you.
Does he get one of those new license plate thingies in
No,
that says
unfortunately,
captain on it?
I don't get that fancy anymore.
Oh, man.
He does get a nice shiny red helmet though.
All right.
Next on the agenda, consider hiring an EMT for the International Falls Ambulance Service. Again, Chief Manassa.
Yes, so we did have an applicant, Brooklyn Tomzak, applied for an open EMT position. We did do she holds the proper credentials to perform the work. She did a class that I was not familiar with, so it took a little time to run that down over in Wadena and figure out what they do over there. But it is a nationally registered class. She's eager and willing to do the job, and I think I would like to appoint her pending the necessary background checks.
Fantastic.
So move.
Motion by Counselor Buller to approve this hire.
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Kaler. Discussion.
Just that we're fortunate here, like we said before, with the people that we have, the numbers that want to be compared to some other towns that really struggle to get people to volunteer to be EMTs. Is this continuing on a family tradition? I see the last name there.
Yes.
Yes.
And as a side note, she's already enrolled in the paramedic program at Mesabi's, or Minnesota North College in Evelyn, I guess is what it's called now. But she's in the paramedic program and enrolled with Laura down there, so looking forward to seeing her complete that as well.
Great. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Question.
Aye.
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 I'll vote yes.
Thank you.
Hiring is approved. Any other business this evening? Seeing no other business, reports of boards, committees, department heads. Back to open, pardon?
I got nothing.
Open forum for the audience. If anyone would like to come forward, address any issues in the community or speak with us.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Mayor, Council. Thank you for having an opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here on behalf of Bacchus Community Center, and I'm here following a meeting that I attended this morning at the county courthouse. The county presented its offering to the community this morning regarding the police department and its location. And in effort to promote open communication across our community, I want to read this letter that I sent to the Mayor Drakedale, Police Chief Mike Koscheck, and City Administrator Betty Bergstrom. I just feel it's very important that the community be in the know of the options and the decisions that the City Council has to make regarding the location of the police department. So I will read my letter, please. I presented it to the council because I wasn't certain that all of you had received it, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware as well. So it is addressed, Dear Mayor Dill, Chief Koscheck, and Ms. Bergstrom. As you are aware, the lease for the space that is currently occupied by the International Falls Police Department will expire on March 31, 2025. On behalf of the Bacchus Board of Directors and the leadership team, I am pleased to present 3 renewal options for your consideration. My goal today is to provide you with options as you work with community partners to find the best solution for the IFPD, for the city, and for our residents. As you review these, you will see that the rental amount has not changed. Bacchus Community Center is willing to freeze the monthly rental at its current rate of $6,446.33 per month until April 1, 2026. If you sign 1, a 1-year, or 2, a month-to-month lease. If you see value in staying at Bacchus and commit to a 2-year lease, this leased rate will continue until April 1 of 2027. For your review, the lease space consists of a work environment that is protected. It is equipped with a secure entry. Guests call for assistance from outside the office area, while employees access the workspace by using a unique fob. The suite is completely finished and is very professional in presentation. The net lease space is 4,877 square feet. There are 10 soundproof locking office spaces. There are 2 meeting and conference spaces. There is a mini kitchen and a break room space. There are storage and utility spaces. The suite has independent heating and central air. All officers and employees have access to the building after work hours or after hours by key or fob. And there are 10 parking spaces designating for the police department to use on the west side of the Bacchus building. All utilities are included in the rent. Bacchus maintains all common areas, lawn, snow, and grounds. The entire Bacchus building is sprinkled, has updated alarm systems, and the Bacchus maintains all system inspections. The Bacchus building is ADA compliant and is equipped with an elevator. There are conference rooms, a small theater space, and a full-size gym and an auditorium space that are suitable for training and meetings of all sizes. Historically, Bacchus has provided the use of those spaces to all law enforcement teams free of charge. I have listened to strong public opinions regarding city spending. I myself have expressed those same concerns. I will not come to you with concerns if I'm not willing to look for opportunities to be a part of a solution. The lease options you see before you are Bacchus's commitment to partner with the city and with the people whom we all serve. I would like to think that we could help smooth some financial waters for the International Falls residents by not increasing city payables and help to restore trust and confidence of our community. I fully support that the IFPD needs to be located where it makes the most sense. I ask that you consider Bacchus too as a viable option to provide those needed services. Our city is in a position where we have to do what is best that is within our means. Keeping the IFPD at Bacchus makes good sense for the taxpaying residents of our city, provides the police officers with a safe and stable environment without interruption to service, and is obviously good for Bacchus operations. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you would like to discuss anything further. I appreciate your consideration. The mayor, the police chief, and Betty all have a copy of the lease, and I would also make it available to any of you if you had any questions. I think it's just very important. It's very important that the community knows what is happening, knows what the options are, and can help make this decision. I think they need to be involved. I believe that you need to talk to people. There can be some creative solutions out in the community that we don't know if we don't ask. There could be business leaders in various industries and positions and experiences that might have some input that could lend to a positive solution for our community. But we have to vet out those possibilities. I too feel that there's a sense of urgency to get to a solution and move the PD. I would ask that the City Council take its time do any necessary studies and do the work that's involved and keep the community involved of your decisions and involve them more. Engage the people, get their buy-in, and you might be surprised at what you learn. And you might be pleased to see improved morale across our community. Again, in an effort to be open and transparent, I present this letter to you and these options to you. I thank you for listening to me and considering this letter, and I thank you for the opportunity to put this out for the public to be aware.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Much appreciated.
Any questions? Any questions?
Council?
Thank you for hearing me.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I would just like to add, because we have a strong police presence here tonight, that, you know, this is a community decision that the council's going to make moving forward. And through this process, I don't want it to turn into a situation where you feel that you're not valued by the community, because you are and you do a great job. And with the talk of cost of this facility or that facility, at the end of the day, I think it's going to probably be a decision that the council will make with all the data that they have at the time, and I'm going to trust that the right decision will be made going forward. So, with that being said, any other public comment before we move on? Reminders. Offices are closed in observance of President's Day, Monday, February 17th, 2025, which means the next regular city council meeting is the next day, Tuesday, the 18th, 5:30 p.m., right here. That being said, this meeting's adjourned.